All right, guys, what's going on? We're just pulling into a neighborhood to buy a 550. So this thing looks really awesome in the marketplace listing. We're gonna go take a look at it, see if it's worth buying, and we'll see what happens. All right, guys, I did a little negotiating off camera. Here is what we got. Here's the ski. According to the title and the VIN, it is a 1989, but according to that exhaust, it is a 1985 or older. Thing's pretty clean. Paint is awesome. Just a few rough spots. Other than that, it was a good deal. All right, guys, finally made it home with the 550. And here is the engine bay. We've got high compression head. We've got a factory half pipe. We've got a SBN 38 with a Ocean Pro flame arrestor. And it's got a stock water box, stock tank. He said at one point it had a West Coast tank and a West Coast water box, but he sold it all, unfortunately. It's got 4-degree bars, quick steer, Blosian finger throttle, kill switch lanyard, really nice paint. He said he got it repainted by a body shop. Fresh hydro turf as of 9 years ago. Jet Sport ride plate, Jet Sport intake grate. It's got a scat stainless impeller in there. It turns over and it won't run, so we're gonna find out why. I'm just gonna start by cranking this thing over with the kill switch in and see what happens. Kill switch lanyard is in. Now I'm gonna crank it over a few times. We'll see if we have any action. It appears this guy really loved to use red RTV because this stuff is everywhere. One other thing I noticed is that the ground that is supposed to ground the e-box is hooked up to the battery. So I'm going to hook that up to the e-box right now before I get any further. Got that ground wire all hooked back up to the e-box. Now I'm going to stick the plugs in here, turn it over, and see if we got spark. Now I've got my compression tester there. I'm going to send it into each hole one by one, and we're going to see what our compression is. Well, that's not good. All right, we've got about 130, 140. While I'm here, I think I'm just going to pull the head off real quick. It all came out as bolts instead of nuts. This is a lesson to you guys, to not use too much Loctite. That is not what you like to see. All right, here is our rear cylinder. Does not look terrible. Still has crosshatch. It is just kind of rusty in there. Okay, I found our problem. That groove right there is very, very deep. I can get my fingernail way too deep in there. And there is more scoring all around the entire cylinder. Well, since I'm already here, I think I'm gonna start taking things off, getting ready to pull the motor out. I think the half pipe should pull out pretty easily. Pipe is officially out, and now I can work on getting all the motor mount bolts out. Got all the fuel lines disconnected from the carb, got the battery out. Gonna get all the electrical stuff disconnected, and then I'm gonna loosen up all the motor mount bolts and call that good for the night. All 3 motor mounts so far have came out flawlessly. Thank goodness. I was expecting them to be Loctited like crazy. Last motor mount is a little hard to get to. I just use a short socket on a 3/8 ratchet. Usually works. All right, now all the motor mount bolts are out, and this motor is almost ready to come out. I'm gonna call that the end of this video, and in the next video, we'll be pulling out the tank, pulling out the motor, going into a deep teardown. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.